everyone, and welcome to my channel Scrapbook Drama, where I combine my two loves, watching various Asian ethnic dramas and scrapbooking. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks! Hey, welcome to this video series on the Eternal Love Scrapbook. This video is going to focus on when Xiao and Lian get married. So these are images from the TV show, and I'm going to focus on making a spread using these images. I'm not sure exactly how I'll have these two laid out, but I think I'm going to want to kind of put this at an angle just so I can see their lovely faces a little bit better, even though, you know, it's supposed to go like this. I think I want to do this, and also I think it'll make it easier because what I want to do with this spread is have some of the dialogue, because it was so funny in this episode. You know, if you remember, Xiao kind of yelling out to Lian, who's waiting outside, you know, honey, come in. I can't do it justice, but it was hilarious. In any case, like I said, I'm going to have some speech bubbles, but you know, I wanted to just show, again, for those who haven't seen the previous videos, the different styles of scrapbooking that you can have. So this is one that we worked on in video 2, I think. And then this was the third video, which was in a different style. And then the last video we did looked like this. So, so you'll see the difference when we do this one. Now, for the background on this one, I looked at, in terms of, you know, how I chose it, I looked at the color scheme that was used, and I picked out these 3 colors, and you can see the colors in the paper sort of match as best I could the colors that were in the background and in the costumes, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the red be the background. So the page is going to be covered in the red, and then we'll have the images here, but because they kind of are getting drowned out, I'm going to actually frame them in the yellow so they kind of stand out. And then the speech bubbles, oops, move that out of the way. The speech bubbles will be in the blue. Well, they'll be framed in blue, they'll be in white so that we can actually read them, of course. And then that'll be the pieces of dialogue. I haven't picked out the dialogue yet, except of course for Xiao when she's saying honey and all of that. So what I'm going to do now is cut out the piece of paper that will go here. And I realized also that I haven't shown you what I've been using to cut out that paper all this time, which is my Fiskars cutting board. Now, I'm not promoting this. I'm not getting any money for it. Obviously, I just started this channel, so I think at this point I have 2 subscribers. So, and I know one of them. So, you know, I'm just showing you what I've been using for the last 20 years. And I know I keep saying the last 20 years, 20 years of paper and etc. So you're probably getting the message that I started scrapbooking about 20 years ago, maybe a little bit more than that, but yeah, so I used this. You can see it has some wear and tear on it because I've used it so much, but it's just a straight cutter. You know, here's the blade, and you just put the paper in, cut across, and I think it does a pretty decent job of it. It is a little bit crooked sometimes, so you definitely do need to align to these lines here. Otherwise, if you just align it to here, it'll cut it slightly at an angle. I don't know if that's all of them or just mine, but in any case, that's what it is. And it's not this little removable I forget what this is called, because I've changed this so many times over the years and it's always the same, but it's okay. I just align to here and it works out fine for me. So in any case, this is what I use and this is what I'm going to use. So let's go ahead and put this down here next to me. And so when I come back, this is going to look red. Oh, I should also mention, I don't know if you can see, you probably can. I have cut out a couple pieces of the pages from the book, and the reason for that is because, as you can see here, you know, the book is getting kind of thick based on all the pages that we're you know, pasting down on there. So as I go, I'm going to cut out pages to make sure that the book kind of lays pretty flat. I don't mind that it's a little bit on the thicker side, if you will. I kind of like that look, but I just don't want it to be like this. And if I need to, in the end, sort of cut the binding and make it a little bit thicker, I will, but I'm hoping to avoid that by cutting out some of the pages as we go. I don't want to do that too much because we do have a lot of episodes to get through. So yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, we do have a lot of pages in here, so hopefully we'll be fine. Okay, so when I come back, that's what I will have done. Okay, so I went ahead and put the pictures behind or on top of the yellow paper. So that's what these are right here, and I think that turned out really nicely. It'll show up nicely against the red backdrop. And then I used Microsoft Word to and the clip art that comes with it to get the call outs or the speech bubbles, and then I used a text box to overlay the text on top of the speech bubbles. So I have a few speech bubbles that I'm going to use on this page, and then I decided to go with the dialogue. I couldn't really get it to fit this way in terms of all the different speech bubbles, so I do have to turn it this way, and then I'll have these two speech bubbles here. Now, as you can see, they're much bigger than what will fit here, so I'm not actually cutting out the entire thing. I'll be cutting out inside a little bubble here, and then just this little part here, enough to hopefully fit here. If this doesn't, then I'll have to go back to the drawing board in Word and play with the font and what have you until I can get it to fit here. But I think when I was fiddling with it earlier that this will actually fit here, so we shall see. So I'm going to cut it out right now and then paste everything on top of the blue paper. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm all done cutting out the pieces. So now what I'm going to do is tape them down onto here and cut out a very thin outline around them. And when I do that, I will come back. Okay, I'm back, and here is the final version. So what I did, or what happened here, is that when I taped everything down, it looked a little bit too comic booky when it was just kind of plain. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it was, like I said, it looked just a little bit too plain for me, and I couldn't figure out what kind of embellishments I wanted to do. So I looked through all my stuff, and I found these flowers that my mother-in-law had given to me as part of a set about 15 years ago, so they're pretty old, and it had these blue flowers, but they just didn't look right. I mean, they were the right color, sort of, but I just didn't know what to do with them. So I went to Michael's and, you know, just kind of walked around looking for some inspiration, and I found this really cool paper that has this kind of pattern to it, and I thought, you know, maybe I can do something with it. And then when I came back, and actually while I was at Michael's, I thought maybe I can find some really cool flower stickers, but I couldn't. So when I came back, I was looking at these petals again, and I thought, why don't I punch holes in this paper, which was really hard to do because it's so beautiful, but nonetheless, I used my handy dandy hole punch, punched some holes, and used this paper as the center of the flowers. So that's what I did. So basically I just took two of the flower pieces and alternated the petals so that they overlapped, glued them down just in the center part, not the leaves, so that they could be, you know, kind of fluffy like this. Fluffy? I don't think that's right. Whatever the word is. And then I took the gold piece of, oops. Oh, of course I can't grab it. Well, anyway, and I glued that down to the middle like that. And there you go. Then you have those flowers. And then I just sort of place them strategically in a manner that I feel is aesthetically pleasing. I hope you do as well. And I think it turned out really nice. So this is the end result. I hope you enjoyed the process of it and the end result as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks, bye. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and make a comment below if you have any questions or comments. Thanks.